The bar lights flickered, the jukebox hummed with an old country tune, and every eye in the room turned toward the entrance when the sound of roaring engines filled the air. A group of bikers rolled up like a storm, leather jackets, heavy boots, and that aura of untamed freedom that made people shift in their seats. But it was the leader, a tall man with scarred knuckles and tired eyes, who drew the most attention. His name was Cole Mercer. People whispered stories about him, some called him dangerous, others said he was a man who had seen too much. The bar's atmosphere froze for a moment when Cole's boots hit the wooden floor. He wasn't here for trouble. Not tonight. He just wanted a drink, maybe some silence. But fate had other plans. The waitress who walked up to him was a woman in her late 20s, her posture quiet, her smile too forced to be real. Her name tag read Lila. She carried herself like someone trying to disappear. Cole noticed it instantly, the way she kept her sleeves down even in the heat, how she avoided eye contact, how her voice trembled slightly when she spoke. Cole ordered a beer and watched her move to the counter. The men around the bar laughed, told crude jokes, and one of them, a regular named Travis, decided to get too close to Lila. He made a grab for her wrist, and when she pulled back, he mocked her. The room grew tense. Cole's jaw tightened, but he stayed still. He wasn't looking for a fight. Not anymore then. As Lila turned, her sleeve caught the edge of a nail sticking out from the counter, ripping her shirt slightly at the shoulder. The laughter stopped. Everyone saw it, purple and yellow bruises, the shape of a handprint burned into her skin. It wasn't from the nail. It wasn't from clumsiness. It was something darker. Cole froze. The whole bar did. Lila's face went pale as she realized what had been exposed. She tried to pull her sleeve back up, whispering an apology, but her hands were shaking. Cole stood up slowly, the chair scraping the floor. His eyes weren't angry, they were heavy, full of something older than rage. He walked toward her quietly, and for a moment, no one dared to breathe. "Who did this to you?" he asked, his voice low, almost trembling. She shook her head, tears forming, whispering, "Please, just sit down, it's fine." But it wasn't fine. Before anyone could stop him, a man from the back corner stood. Broad shoulders, cold smirk, it was the same man who had dropped her off earlier that night. The boyfriend. The abuser. Cole's instincts kicked in like fire. He had seen that look before, in the mirror, years ago, when he was a younger, more violent man. The boyfriend stepped forward, puffing his chest. "Mind your own business, old man," he sneered. Cole's eyes narrowed. The bar owner muttered something, trying to defuse the situation, but it was too late. The room had gone silent, every heart pounding in unison. The man shoved Lila, hard enough to make her stumble, and that was it. Cole's control snapped. The biker who once led one of the toughest motorcycle clubs in the country moved faster than anyone could react. He grabbed the man by the collar and slammed him against the wall. "You lay another hand on her," he said, his voice breaking, "and I'll make sure you never use it again." The bar erupted in chaos. Chairs scraped, people shouted, but no one moved to stop him. Lila stood there, trembling, not from fear, but disbelief. No one had ever stood up for her before. The police were called eventually. The boyfriend was taken out in cuffs, cursing all the way. Lila sat on a stool, still shaking. Cole quietly put his jacket over her shoulders. "You don't have to go back," he said softly. "There's always a way out. You just forgot where to look." That night, something shifted in both of them. Cole had carried his own ghosts. He once had a sister who'd been hurt by someone just like that man. He couldn't save her. But tonight, he saved someone else. Over the next few weeks, Lila began to rebuild her life. Cole helped her find a safe place to stay, introduced her to a local shelter for women, and checked in from time to time, not as a savior, but as a friend who cared. The bar that once felt like a cage now became a place of second chances. Months later, on a quiet afternoon, Cole walked back into that same bar. This time, Lila was behind the counter, her arms bare, no bruises, just a small tattoo of a phoenix on her shoulder, a symbol of her rebirth. She smiled when she saw him. "Coffee this time," she teased. Cole laughed. "Yeah, coffee. Guess I'm getting soft." She handed him the mug, and for a moment, they just sat there in silence, the kind of silence that says more than words ever could. Around them, life went on. The jukebox played another old song. The doors opened and closed. But for two people who had seen darkness, that small moment of peace was everything. Before leaving, Cole turned back and said, "You keep fighting, all right?" She nodded, eyes bright. "Thanks to you, I already am." And as he walked out into the sunlight, engines roaring once more, he smiled, a man who had lost his way but found redemption in the most unexpected place. Because sometimes, one act of courage, one moment of standing up, can change not only someone else's life but your own.